Greetings, humans. I'm Andy, and I'm George, and welcome back to the Windmill Warhorse. Okay, so lately we've seen a lot of suggestions for Metal Hellsinger, especially this song, Stygia. Now, it's featuring Alyssa Gluz from Arch Enemy. If we're honest, we're not exactly her greatest fans, or the greatest fans of late Arch Enemy, but I liked Handshake with Hell. He liked Handshake with Hell. It was a good song. I didn't really listen to Handshake with Hell that much. But I'm actually intrigued because Arch Enemy do have a bit of a trademark sound, and I'm curious how that translates into an OST setting. And I don't know if this is like made by Arch Enemy or if it just features Alyssa, but we will see. I mean, it says featuring Alyssa from Arch Enemy. It doesn't say by Arch Enemy, so I would assume it's not their song. Yes. Regardless, I'm hyped. I'm ready. Now, kinda reminds a bit of ambient doom. Yes! Nice! Yes, I like it. Yeah, I like it too. It's pretty damn good. I feel like partly it's playing it safe because it's doing the alteration of raw verses and then harmonious choruses. So that's a bit of a formula, but aside from that, I feel it's actually pretty creative, especially on the verses, with the riff dynamics and everything. And the melodies in the chorus are, I think, pretty well fitted for Alyssa. They don't do any extreme notes, high or lows, because that's where I feel like she doesn't sound that good to me. And just the melodies themselves are very hook. Yeah, so I get what you're saying. For the verses, they're pretty much like melodic death metal, I would put it. But not very fast, more like a groovy, slightly toned down melodic death metal and with a bit of a gaming style electronic edge to it. Yeah, namely on the percussion and bass. Yeah, it feels like it's actual metal like drums and metal bass, but there is that electronic texture to it that makes it really interesting for me.
Yeah.
And it makes the instruments very distinguishable from one another.
Definitely.
Now with the vocals, her screams are like her screams.
Yeah.
She does screams, not my favorite screams, but they're pretty good. They're definitely very well fitted for this song. The cleans are actually surprising because Alyssa, ever since I found out about her existence, has been a very, very combative character.
Yeah.
That's how she came across to me in everywhere, and especially in music. And here, this chorus, the clean one, doesn't feel combative. It doesn't have that attitude anymore. It's like switches into a more narrative sort of tone, both the music and her vocals, and I think also the lyrics in a way. It has this soundtrack effect, and I never got that from her, so that's actually the biggest surprise for me from this song.
I think I get what you're coming from, and it's kind of surprising given that the character on screen doesn't exactly look peaceful.
Yes, but I assume the character on screen is in relation to the screams. Also, he has a third eye that is looking at me creepily sideways, and I don't like it.
Yeah, but it's good, and we also got keyboards coming in, which also feeds a bit into the electronic edge as well.
I didn't pay much attention to this.
You did that. It does that. So I feel like the way the guitars are fitting in kind of help bridge the more raw metal elements with the more electronic elements, because you have a bit of that almost metalcore-ish texture on the sound of the guitars.
I like this. You go?
Yes.
Yes! Yes!
Yes!
Right!
I mean, her rage did reach us because she screamed at us. We heard it.
There's something really odd about the difference in my perception of the lyrics and my perception of the song. Because the lyrics are battle lyrics.
Yeah.
And vengeance lyrics.
And you don't think the song is battle song?
It is, but it's not for me, it's not the kind of hateful, raging battle song. It's not like a rebellion. It's more like the Aragorn's "This Day We." What was
This Day We Fight?
Yeah.
But it is not this day! This day we fight!
It is not this day we fight speech. It feels more like glorious and adventurous in a way, the song. So there's that discord there. A bit.
I don't know if I'm with you. Like, to me, it just seems kind of like rebellious.
It's mighty and it's bulky.
Yeah.
But the
Bulky.
and buffed. But the adventurous tone comes to me more from the melodies and stuff. The melodies, I would say, are slightly monomarthish. They have that sort of Viking legend thing. So it gets a bit of that epicness and vibe thing going on. So it's not like Arch Enemy songs, for example, that are the older ones were all rebellion, you know? So it has a bit of that epic narrative sort of aspect.
Yeah, but I like that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's the part that doesn't really reach with the lyrics to me. Now, I'm not really saying that as a criticism. It feels more like the song has more part to it. Because at the same time, I didn't feel like it bothered me that there's this difference. And another thing that also gives me that feeling of the more adventurous vibe was the chanting, which again is a side of Alyssa I didn't see coming because it's not.
Yeah, I feel like the song has an atmospheric element to it, and the vocals, aside from those choiry ahs, are very much like a lead. But then she can kind of connect with the atmospheric part too when she does that part bit. My favorite thing about it must have been the sort of marching bridge we had after we let it go, after we paused. That was really cool, and building up back into the chorus. And we got a stringy chorus too.
Yes.
So that was really nice to see that done both ways.
This was a really good song.
It was a really nice surprise, yeah.
It was straightforward but diversified and not too predictable. I liked it. Very well balanced. Also, production was sick.
Yes. It was sick.
Are we done here? Yes. So if you enjoyed this reaction, greatly appreciate the likes and shares. And if you want more, don't forget to subscribe with bells on.
Thank you very much for stopping by. We hope you enjoyed your stay, and we'd love to see you back at the Windmill very soon.
Cross it.